One of my favorite passages in the scriptures is after Joseph and Mary take Jesus to the temple, and um, and Simeon prophesies about Jesus and who he is and um, what he will mean to humanity and to the world. Um, and then the passage just ends with this phrase. It's just sort of there, and um, the phrase is, and Mary pondered all these things in her heart, and I think about how different our approach is to things like that in a social media world. There are very few things that we ponder in our heart, um, and we hold for ourselves before we release them into the world. Um, and so, does the social media world present unique challenges to the gospel, and how do we need to think about that?
Yeah, I think it certainly does. Um, I think that what you said, that immediate, instead of pondering something ourselves, this is what the comment section does on every place, right? I'm going to scroll to the comment and let them tell me what this means.
Yeah.
Is this a big deal? Is it not a big deal? Is this person right? Or are they totally wrong? Right? Like I'm going to go and find out what other people think first before I go through the process of making my own mind up, which is okay to get other people's opinions. But I think we skip past that really quickly. We can't even avoid it. You don't even have a chance to ponder it in your heart before somebody else is telling you what to think about it. And already with the way it's presented, it's usually already telling you what to think about it. So I think it's terrible for that. I mean, I think in general, social media and the news media in general are just a very terrible lens to try to figure out what's real and important and what matters in life. I think that like if you spend a lot of time there, you will not have a very good grip on what is real and what's important. Because the things that they tell you are important and the things that they tell you are real and the things that they tell you matter and that you need to think about and have an opinion about, most of it's completely garbage, complete bonkers. I mean, it's just because some celebrity comes out and says that this is the way something is. Now we have to all agree that this is a big deal, or that I need to have a position on this issue, or that I need to have an opinion about this thing. It's such a complete waste of our minds. And instead, they should be focusing on the things right around us and our families. And what am I going to do to surprise my wife tonight? And what am I going to do to, engage my son about his day when I get home, or whatever the case may be. But instead, we're thinking about all this other garbage that completely doesn't matter. And that's when something about getting off of social media that I've learned over time is like, you get enough distance from it and you can see how much 99% of it doesn't matter the next day,
Mm.
much less a week or a month or a year later. And so there's some room for, like, we want to know what's happening now, but it should be a much smaller percentage, I think, of the type of information we're consuming, and really we should be spending much more time in things that transcend the news of today or what matters this week.